The morning dawned dreich in Yoeville. Rain drizzled from the sky. Zeb yawned and stretched. He was ready for an adventure. Zeb had a special pouch, always close at hand. It was filled with smee, the stickiest goo you ever did see. Today, Zeb was polishing his favorite zarf. It was a shiny silver box with a tiny lid. Zeb loved living in Yoeville. It was a town full of surprises. There were shops selling rainbow-colored candy floss. You could find shops with talking parrots. The streets were always bustling with townsfolk. They were a friendly bunch, always ready with a smile. This morning, Zeb decided to head towards the town square. It was the heart of Yoeville, always buzzing with activity. Zeb carefully tucked his zarf into his pocket. He slung the pouch of smee over his shoulder. The air was thick with the smell of freshly baked Yoo-hoo biscuits. Mrs. Miggins, the baker, waved to Zeb from her shop window. She had a face like a warm apple pie. Her smile was even sweeter than her famous Yoo-hoo biscuits. As Zeb got closer to the town square, he heard a commotion. It sounded like a whole flock of squawking parrots. Curious, Zeb quickened his pace. His hand instinctively went to his pouch of smee. Zeb had a feeling he was about to have a very interesting day. The town square was in an uproar. Zeb pushed his way through the crowd. He gasped when he saw what all the fuss was about. In the center of the square stood a giant, wobbly Yeti statue. It had big, furry ears and a goofy grin. A team of burly drongos were trying to hoist it onto a tiny puggle. The drongos were strong, but the statue was too heavy. The puggle was too small. It whined under the weight of the statue. The rope slipped. The Yeti statue tilted precariously. Everyone gasped. "Look out below!" someone shouted. Zeb watched as the drongos struggled. The statue wobbled dangerously. He knew he had to do something, but what? His eyes darted around the square, searching for a solution. That's when he saw her. Zelda, the Scrabble champion of Yoeville, stood at the edge of the crowd. She had her thinking cap on, a bright pink beanie with a spinning propeller. Zelda was famous for her quick wit and her even quicker tongue. She also had a giant soft spot for puggles. Zelda clutched her lucky quokka plushie. Its fur was flattened from years of love and good luck. She bit her lip, worry creasing her brow. She didn't like seeing the puggle struggle. Suddenly her eyes lit up. She had an idea. "Zeb!" she shouted, her voice ringing out across the square. "Your smee, the statue!" Zeb caught Zelda's eye. He grinned. He knew exactly what to do. Zeb pushed his way through the crowd towards Zelda. "Corey for your smee, Zeb?" Zelda offered, her voice a mix of excitement and desperation. She held up a small bag of fragrant curry gum. "Deal!" Zeb exclaimed. He knew curry gum was perfect for making his zarf extra shiny. He quickly